everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am in the presence of the amazing Mark, one and only Mark of Namibia. I'm joking. Yes,
Hi.
in the presence of Mark, I'm a new friend that I've made recently, and we're going to speak and everything about experience living abroad. I would like you all to join us on this video. Please don't forget to subscribe on the video, subscribe to the channel, like, and also comment in the comment section. Welcome, Mark, for
thank you.
this time that we can share about our experience. I do not take your time for granted. Yes, thank you so much. Before we get started with the video, can you tell them about yourself? Imagine someone out there watching and they don't know you. What would you say about yourself?
So my name is Mark van Niekerk. I am a current dental student at the University of Namibia. Yes, I have basically lived all my life in Namibia, but had the wonderful opportunity to live abroad in Finland for 2 years, where I pursued my first degree, which was a bachelor's in education.
Right. And okay, this is the reason we are having this video, because you lived abroad in Finland, and you mentioned that you lived there for 3 years, right?
2 years.
2 years,
Yes.
okay. Maybe you can walk us through the journey of you coming across the opportunity. How did you get there? How long have you been there? And maybe how was it getting the opportunity?
Yes. So when I finished high school, it was in this transition period where you are waiting to either be accepted at a local university, and unfortunately my first time around I didn't make it for the degree that I wanted to pursue, but that was okay. I had the opportunity to stand in for one of my mom's colleagues at school. She was going for an operation and they needed a maths and science teacher.
Yes.
So that is how I got introduced to education.
Yes.
And so I taught grade 7 maths and science, and it was a wonderful opportunity. It was wonderful working with the kids, and in that time I got a WhatsApp from my godmother, and she says, well, there's this opportunity in the newspaper. NSFAF is offering grants to study education in Finland. And we were like, wow, this is what an opportunity. I mean, Finland is renowned for the educational system. It's among the best in the world. So I applied for it, didn't think too much of it. And the December of that same year, I got the email that said, congratulations, you have been selected as one of the students at the University of Turku. So that was, wow, that was an exciting realization. Okay, we are moving far away, almost to the very in the northern aspects of Europe. And that was the start of it all.
That was the start, yes, of a door. You lived there for 2 years.
Yes.
Maybe, how was it like going on the plane, firstly? Were you alone at all? Or your parents took you? Maybe?
So we were, if I'm not mistaken, we were 17 Namibians that were selected for it. So we had a conference meeting before the time, briefing us, the whole what to expect. And I will never forget, the flight to Finland was such a stressful experience for me. We got an email, or it was a WhatsApp, I can't remember, that said, okay, when you guys arrive, we have to register you, and you guys need to bring your school leaving certificate with all your grades. And at home, my mom is a very organized person. She has everything in a file. So that morning, I was looking for that certificate and I couldn't find it. And this is like, oh my gosh, I'm leaving like in the next 5-6 hours. I can't find my certificate. And I was going to drive to my mom's school. Maybe she took it, maybe she made a photocopy of it. And then my car broke down. And I did not have a phone on me that day. So here I am stranded, didn't have my phone, or my phone died.
Yes.
That is a very bad habit of mine,
Yeah.
to leave my phone completely to the end.
Yes.
So then I had to walk to a hotel, phone my mom, and then she's like, no, I'll come fetch you. She got home. Obviously, when you're in a panic stress mode, it was there all along in the file. But that was such a stressful moment.
Yes.
Got to the airport. We were going to fly Windhoek, Luanda, Amsterdam, and from Amsterdam to Helsinki. But the route to Luanda was cancelled. So we had to reschedule to, route to Johannesburg.
Okay.
And then to Amsterdam, and then to Helsinki. So my flight to Johannesburg, I was so stressed. I got onto the plane and I slept. Normally I just hold out until they bring the snacks and the drinks, but I was so stressed that day. For me, it was.
I can imagine that. I can imagine, totally imagine that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like every once in a while when you take flight, there could just be a story that you will need to retell. And I think this is one of your stories.
Yes. And when we got to Amsterdam, and just before we boarded the flight to Helsinki, there was a beautiful saying that said, culture shock, here I come.
Yeah.
So, yes, and it definitely was a culture shock to go to Finland. But it was, so my flight in itself was an experience.
It was an experience.
Yes.
That's great. How was your experience on culture? You mentioned on culture just now. Getting to Finland, what was different when you got there? And at all, did you even think about food or what you were eating? Getting also into the system of adapting or getting comfortable, settling in. Yeah.
Yes,
how was that experience?
Yes. So when we arrived in Helsinki, so the university where I was studying at, the University of Turku, they have a campus in Turku city itself and one in Rauma, which is on the western coast of Finland. We arrived very late, so it was a bus drive to our new home, our new surroundings. But when we got there, I will never forget, we disembarked the bus and we had Finnish students that came, hugged us, welcome. So it was a very welcoming environment for us. We were shown to our different apartments. So I shared a apartment block with 5 other guys. And yes, so the next day we started off. They gave us a city tour, tour of the campus. But there was our first culture shock in that aspect. So just like here, when you walk down the street and you see an elderly person, you see anyone, you greet them like, hi, hello, and then you just continue walking. In Finland, when we did that and we greeted someone, they looked at us and we're like, did I do something wrong, you know? And they explained to us, no, you don't. That's not something that you do in Finland. You don't greet people, or strangers at least, on your way to wherever you're going. And another thing that was very, very interesting was the Finns have something which they call the Finnish bubble.
Okay.
So they lovely people, but they tend to keep to themselves, to what they are used to. And I will not forget, we were getting our SIM cards for our new phones, and there was, as if there was social distancing in the line where we are. So I wonder how the Finns were handling COVID. You know, I think they were so well prepared. But all in all, it was a wonderful experience with the Finns. Definitely differences in culture. But that in itself was an opportunity to grow, you know, to experience a different culture. As they say, in Rome, do as the Romans do. In Finland, do as the Finns do. So, so my experience was definitely one of new experiences.
Right.
So-
And thank you for that story sharing. Maybe you can share on how was it for you, like individually? What growth did you see through that time? How did you adapt to it? Was it easy? Like, are you that student or person who gets to some place and see, okay, how are we doing it? How should I navigate this? And all, did you have support from your parents? Support, or I think it was also lucky for you to travel with 15 others.
Yes.
That is
absolutely.
something not a lot of us get to experience when you go
Yes.
abroad. Maybe you might go abroad while you're just traveling by yourself, and you have to find other people, like maybe other nationalities, to adapt together. Yeah.
So, fortunately for us, as you've mentioned, we traveled as a group of Namibian students to Finland. And so our degree was tailor-made for us. So everything was in English, and we actually had our classes separate from the Finnish students. So it was almost like a big brother house, but in Finland, you know. We traveled together, Namibians, we lived together, and we went to school together. So we got to mingle somewhat with the Finns, but it was mostly just the Namibians on their own, which in essence is a whole different experience as well. But something that the university did, they gave us foster families.
Yes.
And I will never forget, we were called, I think it was late at night or 6, round about there. In Finland, the sun sets very early, so that was a culture shock. But anyways, we were called together, and they were different foster families.
Yes.
And they were just there to help us settle in, experience the Finnish culture, and they all introduced themselves, and there was this lovely family, Marco and Christy. And Christy, she is an Estonian, which is a country next to Finland. She married a Finn, Marco, and they had 3 beautiful children, and one of them actually moved to China and got married to a Chinese lady. So I thought, wow, this lady definitely is about culture. You know, so when we could choose, obviously I chose her, and we were just a few. So I think we were 3 or 4 that could choose a family. You know? And that was wonderful. They really helped us settle in. Weekends we would go to them, or we'd have a barbecue. And they even had a cabin in the northern aspect of Finland, in Lapland. So Father Christmas land. So so no, they definitely helped us settle in and to experience Finland with the opportunities that we had.
That's a great experience, getting into a foster family that has level of culture as well. China, Estonia, and then Finland. All right, and then Namibian. So it was a concussion of diverse culture.
And what was so wonderful, when we graduated 3 years later, they actually flew from Finland to be at our graduation. So they
came to Namibia.
They came specifically just for our graduation.
Wow, that's loving. What did you learn about humanity in a way through this experience of meeting different people? What was like your takeaway?
Definitely adaptability was one of them. You know, you go to a different country and you get to experience different viewpoints on the world, how they approach things. And it allows you the opportunity to not just be in your little box and just do your little routine. It's by going outside of your comfort zone, learning about different experiences, how people think, and basically taking those life experiences, and I like to call them little tools that we put in our little toolbox. To experience how things are done outside of Namibia, and to take elements of that back home and mold it to fit in our own country and make it work.
I love that. Love it. I'm getting goosebumps. So would you say to a Namibian or an African, as young as we are, should they get out there and experience living abroad?
Absolutely.
Maybe work or study? What would you tell?
Absolutely. If you have the opportunity to go abroad, I would definitely say go for it. In itself, of course, everything is not sunshine and roses.
Yes.
Definitely in Finland in winter time,
Yes.
when the sun only comes at 11 o'clock and dims at 1 o'clock in the afternoon,
Wow.
and you have complete darkness, minus 20, minus 30 degrees.
Wow.
that was my experience there.
Yes.
Yeah, but you definitely are going to experience stumble blocks. But these are the experiences that are going to shape you, not only personally, but also professionally.
Yeah.
So in all aspects, and even I would say, let's say you don't have the opportunity
Yes.
to go abroad.
Yes.
Experiencing things outside of your comfort zone, because that is where growth begins.
Growth begins outside of your comfort zone. Yes. So we are going to wrap up. Do you have anything at all that you would love to share? Are you thinking maybe some days you're going to go abroad again? Or you're now back to Namibia with a full-packed toolbox, as you said? Yeah, in conclusion.
I think I need to get a bigger toolbox to
Okay.
put in more tools.
Okay.
Yes, so of course, if the opportunity arises,
Yes.
Yes, to go abroad. But what's important is to plow back. And for that, of the students that went abroad, we are so grateful to NSFAF for that opportunity to plow back to the educational system here and to the Namibian child. And although I am in a different course of study,
Yes.
I have used so much that I've learned from that. And I've even had the opportunity to give a few lectures here at the university.
Wow.
So, yes, so my take-home message
Yes.
is don't put yourself in a box.
Yes.
Go out there, experience new things, and you'll be so surprised how much personal growth that will bring you. The perseverance that it takes to go abroad, experience new cultures, new people, new experiences in a whole, it is so beneficial to your own personal growth.
All right, there you have it from Mark. I hope that you have taken away some key points from this conversation. And if you are maybe abroad or planning to go abroad, let us know in the comment section, and we'll definitely try to get back to you through comments and conversation that we can do outside of this video. Mark, I would love to say thank you so much for sharing your experience.
Thank you for having me.
And hope that this video will be impactful to any other African youth out there, especially, and anyone who is actually living abroad and navigating that journey. And I'm wishing you all the best. Hope some 10 years later we can have another chat.
Yes.
How we continue to plow back into our own communities.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mark.
Thank
and
you.
Good